Oh, hey, what brings you here at this hour? He couldn't sleep. Oh, okay. Let me light a candle. Much better. Sorry about the mess. I'm making something. You see the pot? I'm making a soup. Yeah, my recipe, my own. Yes. So, you couldn't sleep? Don't worry. Just lie down. I'm here just for you. Get yourself comfortable. Yeah. I'll tell you a story that might help you fall asleep. So, listen close. This is a story about a boy who invited the spirits. I have walked through Sleepy Hollow, really, for real. It used to be my town. Not the hollow you might imagine from stories, not the one people speak of in hurried whispers when the wind rises over the moors. No, I have walked when the fog hangs low, thick as a memory, when every tree and stone seems to hum. And the world feels as though it is breathing slowly, quietly under a silver moon. They say that in this place, October is not a month. October is a presence. Yes, it used to be my hometown. It drifts over the hills, settles into the hollows, and waits. The people here know better than to leave the doors unlatched. They know better than to leave their windows open. They know that some things walk when the veil is thin, and some things wait silently for someone to notice them. I was told a story by my grandmama, whose voice trembled like leaves. She used to lean close and harbor at the smell of wood smoke and rain and whispered, "There was a boy who did not fear the hollow, a boy who invited what should not be invited." You see, the boy was Ethan. I imagine him as I first saw him in my dreams. He might be a boy of 12, with eyes too wide and too curious for the quiet village around him. His hair was the color of autumn grass, soft and unkempt, and he moved with a kind of careful courage, as if he knew he was not alone, even when others could not see. The hollow is a quiet place, but not a silent one, no. In October, the wind carries voices that are almost songs, soft and distant, almost like memory. Ethan would sit by his window, staring into the silver fog that rolled over the moor, and he would ask aloud, though no one answered, "Why must you walk alone?" He spoke of the lights he had seen in the mist, and how lonely they must feel, drifting from one stone to another, whispering their old names to each other, calling into nothing. He left his window unlatched one evening, just slightly. A lantern burned on the sill, a tiny golden hut flickering in the dark. He did not close the door, he did not hide, and I know, even now, speaking it aloud to you, hollow that knows That is true. I have walked the Hollow many times, and I know Ichabod Crane personally. He used to be my school teacher, and I have felt its fog press against my cheeks. It has a way of speaking to you, the Hollow, of nudging memories you never knew you had. And on the first night, Ethan left his window open. I heard it spoke to him. It was not a voice like mine, nor like any human voice. It trembled, soft as the brush of a feather brushing the edges of his thoughts. "You see me," it said. Ethan did not flinch. He had learned to listen to the silence. He whispered back, Who are you?" The answer was not immediate, of course. The fog swirled and a faint shimmer appeared, the softest glow like candlelight trapped in mist, and then no one remembers. We walk until someone does. I have felt that glow, even now. I remember it in my dreams and in the hollow places of my mind. It is the kind of light that does not burn but lingers, pulling at your chest and your thoughts until you cannot ignore it. And from then on, Ethan kept the window open. Night after night he would sit listening and waiting, and the more he waited, the more the lights came. Sometimes they drifted close to the glass like curious eyes. Sometimes they hovered in the garden between the pines, glimmering and laughing in a language he could not understand. No, they were not speaking French nor Italian. It was out of this world. Not of the language we speak around here. So listen, he began to change. Ethan began to change. His eyes, once the color of a morning mist, began to gleam faintly in the dark. He would sit awake for hours, whispering to shadows, drawing shapes he did not know he had learned. I imagine him now, sitting there alone in a lamplight, while the fog presses against his small hands, his small face, listening to the unremembered voices of the hollow. But the villagers began to whisper about him. They said, "The boy is touched by the hollow. He sees what should not have been seen." And perhaps he did. Ethan began to dream of the hollow as it had been long ago, before silence and mist took it over. He dreamed of fires that burned all night, of laughter that rolled across the hills, of music that stirred the leaves and stones. It could be his imagination. I mean, I have not seen or like this in Sleepy Hollow when I was still living there. But it sure carries the air of mysteries, the town. I miss that town. So, he told no one of the dreams. He could not. How do you explain a place that does not exist to people who cannot see it? But I have walked through those same mists, and I know that the hollow remembers everything. I know that the lights are patient, and I know that they wait for someone who will not turn away. And Ethan did not turn away. So what would you do? When the hollow comes for you? I am experienced because I have lived there. But what about you? I'm worried about you. So, I remember my grandma telling me the story about Ethan. Ethan was a boy from our town from Sleepy Hollow, and he always used to keep his window open at night for the spirits to come in and speak to him, whisper to him. I don't know what they whisper about, but my grandmama said to always keep my window closed when I sleep, for you do not know what you might be inviting. And then I have this feeling that Ethan is still among the spirits. He joined them. What do you think? I have left a lantern in my own window before on a night thick with fog, and I whispered into the dark. I do not know if the lights answered me, but I felt their presence, gentle, patient, like a hand brushing my cheek in a daydream. The story of Ethan is not one of fear. It is not one of sorrow. It is a lullaby for those who listen, a myth that drifts into your dreams, soft and endless, telling you that even in the quietest, loneliest places, there is light. And so if you find yourself in Sleepy Hollow, or you decided to come along with me when I visit, then remember, leave your door or window slightly open, light a small lantern and whisper to the spirits. Because perhaps, just perhaps, Ethan is walking there with the spirits, carrying his lantern through the mist, watching and guiding and waiting for someone to see him. And if you are very quiet, if you are very still, you might hear him whisper, sleep now, do not be afraid, I am here, and you are safe. The hollow sleeps, the lantern glows, and the spirits, it remember. Sleep now, my friend. Good night, good night, good night.